I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no. Oh, I can't let them take my soul. Nah, 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 no.
Welcome everyone to another build episode of the Prado 150. So at the moment we're camping. It's a Sunday morning, and last night I filmed quite a bit of content, and one of the clips you're about to see is of the lighting setup of the Prado 150. So it was a little bit rushed, so some of the parts are going to be a little bit funny, I guess, but it was really difficult to shoot a lighting video just because of the different changes in light. So I did my best, so bear with me. And if you have any questions, put them down in the comment section. But just in general, I'm really happy with how the lighting turned out. The guys at Auto Elect did a good job, and it was exactly what I wanted, and it's all running off my secondary battery. So yeah, so if you have any questions, like I said, just ask, but otherwise I'm just going to play the clip. Okay, so while we're waiting for Chef Alex to finish his food, we're just going to do a little bit of a light setup, a little bit of a walk around on my new lights that I've got, and I just had Auto Elect in cans hook up, so it's going to get a bit dark for a second here as I'm going around the other side of the car, but you can kind of see through here. I've got my amber lights, and I guess we'll start there. You can kind of see that we've got two of these individual, they're kind of like rock lights, but ended up just mounting them in the back, very low voltage, and they don't use up much amp hours at all, so that's kind of why I went for them. And as you can see, there's no bugs around them at the moment, but I'll be watching that as the night goes on. Hopefully that wasn't a waste of money and waste of time trying to find all of those amber lights and sourcing them. And it's going to get a little bit dark here just while I go into the car, because down here I have got these switches here. Yeah, I might just turn on these lights in here so you can kind of see what I'm doing a little bit. But what I've got here is I've got these lights switched in, and I'm just mindful that it is a bit dark, so just give me one sec. So as you can see, I've got these lights that are switched in here. So I've got a left side and a right side, and the left side is going to be controlling two of the steady rock lights, and they are on a Rhino rack mount that look a lot like that, and they basically just go in and sandwich in between the sides of this hole here. Okay, and I've got two of those on each side, so we'll turn on this side now while we're here. So I just need to flick it on there, and then this is the result. And you can kind of see that there's quite a lot of light coming from there, and I apologize, this video is a little bit all over the place, but there's really no easy way at the campsite to try and show you guys the lights that we have here. And you can kind of see that we've got these lights here. This light is a little bit blocked by my shower awning, but it's still giving out quite a lot of light there, as you can see around the campsite. And these are also individually switched, so I can have the right side on or off, so I can turn that off, light goes away, and I can also turn on just the left side as well, and that will light up the left side there for Chef Alex. And I can then have them both on if I want as well. So this is what it looks like with all the lights that I've got in the setup on. I'll kind of go from a little bit of a distance so you can kind of see how much light it's really projecting. Looks like Chef Alex is ready to eat his meal. That means my meal must also be ready to be eaten, and you can kind of see how much light is given out here as well. So at the moment, and I know this is quite a quick video, but the whole light setup and the whole light situation I've got is just those two amber ones in the back, and I've got my 4 lights, 2 on each side, hooked up to and mounted on my Rhino racks. If we are looking as well, just one more thing that I did end up adding was I ended up putting, and we're kind of on this topic of my light setup, I did end up also putting a steady STX light bar as well. I haven't got the daytime running lights hooked up yet. The boys kind of ran out of time, so I didn't install that or any of this myself. I put it all up there myself, but it was a little bit beyond my capabilities to be able to hook it up to the dual battery system. So this is all hooked up and all wired through to my lithium 100 amp hour battery, and that is just in the back here. And you see I got a few little things that are, you know, kind of lying around just for charging my camera gear and that. So yeah, I'll show you guys really quickly what the light bar looks like. So this is what it looks like just on the Parkers. We can kind of, I might actually turn off these lights here so you can kind of see what we're working with a little bit. So that's what it looks like with the Parkers. That's what it looks like with the headlights. This is what it's going to look like, and I haven't adjusted the light bar. It needs to be moved up a little bit, but you'll get an idea for the spread. It's really more like a spot, this light bar, so check it out. Let's see if I can get the right angle here for you guys. So you can see it's quite a bright light, but it doesn't actually spread much at all. So it's quite focused. You kind of see that up there, probably blind you guys a little bit, but it's very strong. And back to just normal headlights. Now what I might do, just so you guys can get a pretty good idea of how much light it produces compared to the brights, because the brights on this are actually pretty good. I'm just going to turn off the light bar. That's what it looks like without the light bar. Now when I switch that light bar back on, let's have a little bit of a look here. This is light bar on now, and light bar off. So you can see that there's quite a large difference there. Just turn these lights on so we see what we're doing. You can kind of see that there's quite a large difference there between, you know, what we were doing. Sorry if we're a little bit out of focus. It's very dark out here. I've got the camera set up for trying to let in as much light as possible. You can kind of see that we've got quite a few lights on here now, and it's all been professionally switched in, which I'm very happy about. And there's just a few little things, I guess, that we just need to tweak, like the light bar being raised a little bit, probably maybe figuring out some sort of workaround to let a bit more light out going out this way. So a few little things here and there, and of course adding an extra 1 or 2 Anderson plugs would also help. But this is all stuff that I wouldn't know I would need unless I did these smaller trips as well. So it's all learning, and you know, I'm not a professional camper or anything. I'm trying to figure it out as I go, and it's just testing, trial and error. So that's just a quick little walk around, guys, of my Prado 150 electrical setup. And I kind of just jumped straight into this video of just going, hey, these are the lights that are on my car. But you know, I guess from the title and stuff, you guys already probably suspected what sort of car this was. So yeah, I guess just looking around, guys, trying to get as much light around the car as possible, and trying not to have bring as much stuff out of the car, just so I can keep it all as portable as possible. Unfortunately, it means that you have wires coming down from your roof, and you know, that's all things that need to be considered. Is it worth the hassle? Is it worth the money for you? For some people it is. For me, I'm pretty happy with it. So yeah, for me, I think I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. So for me, yes, I think it is worth it. If you have any questions, put them down below. If you wanted to know what those amber lights were, they are by a company called Terralume. From what I could tell, Steady do not produce a light that is capable of just giving me amber all the time, unless you get the RGB lights, which are expensive and require controllers and stuff. But yeah, so I had to get a Terralume lights for that. And yeah, apart from that, guys, I think that's about it. And if you have any questions, put them down below. This is just another episode for our build series for the Prado. So I'll leave it there. Like I said, any questions, put them down below. Thanks for watching.